If you've ever felt like you have to pick one version of yourself in order to be taken seriously, this one's for you. So I actually got my start on a farm. The very first job I ever had was in Wisconsin. I worked on a farm as a pesticide research assistant. And with that, not only did I conduct studies and, count and collect bugs, but I also did a lot of growing myself. We had to work the fields that we were researching. After that, I knew I really wanted to be in the service industry. I loved making drinks, and I started working at a tea bar that was open super late. This was back in like 2013, before sober bar was a thing, but it was a sober bar, and we'd be open super late in one of the drunkest states in the United States, one of the drunkest college campuses, and that's what we did. During that time, I was going to college for math. And then I ended up working at a nutritional chemistry lab, writing SOPs right alongside the FDA. And that was where I really started working with the OG mocktail infant formula. I very quickly learned what types of woes come in the beverage making process. Really getting to see the behind the scenes and working in a nutritional chemistry lab kind of blows your mind on this kind of stuff. I was also at night working on my performer and event production career. I was doing so many different things all at the same time that may not have felt connected back then, but just hang on a second, you'll see how it all comes together. So we had to learn how to sell drinks in order to make money at all of these events, which leads us to our next part. This is where it was very important to get sober, because when you're in this industry of constantly selling drinks in order to make your rent, you very quickly kind of start to develop some problems. Once the pandemic hit, I was finishing up my job at the lab and I really was craving human connection. I found my first kava bar. Right after a month of hanging out there, I instantly became a Kavatender, moved very quickly into operations, and ended up working as Chief Operations Officer, helping expand the brand as well as cut whatever wasn't making sense. Towards the end of that career, it was becoming abundantly clear that my husband and I really wanted to do something on our own. We wanted to create a legacy for our family. And in order to do so, we took a step back and we said, okay, let's look at all the experience in our life and see what ways we can most help people who need it the most. Now, it was really important to us to make a very big impact because we loved the work that we had done at the kava bar, but we knew that there was only a glass ceiling for how much we could help. So when we say that we have farm-to-table experience in this entire industry, we couldn't be more literal. So let this be a sign. If you are a multi-passionate person with a long journey behind you and you're not quite sure how those little pieces of your origin story connect, but you're very passionate about the non-alc space, maybe you're even interested in making your own non-alc brand, go ahead and take a look at the description.